looking for Carlo Crown?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Swift. He's not in right now.
You mean I came all the way out here for nothing?
Well, who are you? Oh, I'm Valerie Bryson, Mr. Crown's assistant. Maybe I can help you.
Yeah, maybe you can. He took some pictures of me the other day, and I want to see the prints.
Of course. He took a set with him, I believe, but I think there's another in here.
Oh, good. Yes, here they are. Great. Thank you. Oh, boy. Oh, these are fantastic. They're just beautiful.
I think so. He's really a fine photographer.
Oh, he really knows his stuff. I can't wait to show these to my fiancé. They're fabulous. You want to know something else? The gowns aren't bad either.
Allow me to introduce myself. By sheer chance, I met your fiancée, Raven Swift, at the Darwin Dress Salon yesterday and took some pictures of her and her trousseau. She thought you'd be interested in seeing them, so I brought them over.
Carlo Crown, photographer. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Crown, but your timing is bad. I'm right in the middle of a real estate deal, so I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to see you.
Only take a moment. Mrs. Swift was so insistent about you seeing them.
Yes, I can imagine that she would be. Well, come on and we'll take a look. Say, these are really first rate. You're quite a professional.
I am.
Well, I don't see how Milady is going to be able to resist any of these, so why don't you just give me a whole set and send me a statement?
Please allow me to make a gift of them to both of you.
Well, that's very kind of you, Mr. Crown, but I assure you I like to purchase the things that I want. I'll appreciate them much more.
I insist. I insist. Let's just call it a small wedding gift. Then perhaps later, if the opportunity arises, you can recommend me to some of your friends and colleagues. You see, I'm just getting started here in Monticello.
I see. Well, I'm sure that you'll make out just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, of course.
Oh, Mr. Crown, haven't we met somewhere before?
This place is going to come alive again. I just wish they'd finish all their renovations right now.
Another thing. I am going to need some help. You know, the hard labor. Can you think of anybody who wants a job? I'm going to need a good waitress, somebody who can take the load off.
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, I do. I met a waitress in a restaurant not far from here, a place called Silver Spoon. Her name is Bobbie. In fact, she's the one who turned me on to the Rexford. I could give her a call anyway.
Ah, so if it weren't for her, you and me would never have met. I love her already.
Oh, well, look, let me see if I have the number, and is the phone working here yet, or what?
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's a small miracle, huh?
How about that? Somebody's looking out for us.
Do that. You know, I don't think she was too happy in that job anyway.
Thanks for calling back right away, Harry. So, who's good in the 7th race?
I'm sorry, is this the Silver Spoon?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, this is the Silver Spoon, and this is Sam talking.
Hi, Sam. I wonder if I could talk to Bobbie, please?
She ain't here.
Well, when do you expect her?
Just who wants to know?
April Scott, friend of hers.
Oh, yeah? Well, Bobbie ain't here because I fired her last week.
Oh, well, could you give me a number where I could reach her?
That I ain't got.
Do you have an address where I could find her?
Yeah, that I got. It's 1120 Circle Street, south part of town.
1120 Circle Street. Thank you very much.
Okay. Oh,
Lady, if you see Bobbie, would you tell her to send her uniform back? It's the same size as the new girl.
Yeah, well, thanks. Bye.
No? I'm quite sure we haven't. I'm certain I'd have remembered. Besides, I'm new here in Monticello. Most of my work has been done in Europe, photographing the beautiful people in London, Paris, and Rome.
Well, maybe that's where I saw you. Maybe you just resembled someone I know.
The thought occurred to me that you're going to be getting married shortly, so maybe you'd be wanting some...
Oh, yes, I see. Well, sure, why not? My Aunt Geraldine is handling the arrangements, but I'm sure that she won't mind. It'll be one less detail that she's got to worry about.
Baby.
Well, hi.
I've just been up to your studio. I had to see the pictures. I couldn't wait.
Ah, well, I'm sorry I missed you, but you were so insistent about Mr. Whitney seeing them that I brought them over myself.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yes, they really are splendid. Well, Mr. Crown is giving us a full set.
Generous of you. And since he was so kind, what do you think about him doing our wedding pictures?
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Crown and I have already made arrangements for the wedding photos.
You're kidding.
Mm-mm.
You're so sensible. Why are you always a step ahead of me?
Well, Mr. Crown, why don't I stop by your studio sometime and we'll discuss details? How about, sometime next week?
That would be wonderful. Any time, that's good for you. You have my card, so let me hear from you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, Sky, come on, why don't you put away all these papers and come with me? They're not that important, are they?
I can't.
Why not?
Because I'm taking care of all the red tape that has to do with the house. Now, what could be more important than that?
Well, why can't you let Gunther take care of the red tape? You're good at that, aren't you, Gunther?
I try to do my best at everything, Mrs. Swift. You devil girl, how can I resist you?
You can't.
Okay, where to?
I want to go to the Whitney house. I'm aching to see it.
Are you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we don't want that to happen.
No.
Let's go.
Yay!
Hi, Val, you busy?
Why, Kelly McGrath. Come in.
You look surprised.
I am.
Well, I was just in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by and say hello.
Hello?
I also wanted to tell you that the apology I made the other night was for real. It wasn't just for Mike and Nancy's benefit.
That's very nice of you.
And anyway, I wanted to take a look at the new studio here. It's like it's real cozy. Think you can enjoy it?
Oh, I think I'm going to love it, Kelly. I'm getting paid for doing what I love best.
Well, I guess it's about time something really good happened to you for a change.
Well, you know, you're just in time. I've been trying to get more familiar with this camera. So how about sitting for me?
In front of the camera?
Yes.
Camera with film in it?
That's right. Come on the stool in front of the backdrop. Come on.
All right, but I warn you, I'm not the greatest subject in town. In fact, there are even some people who think I have more blonde curls than brains.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. How'd you learn so much about photography, anyway?
I've been fascinated with it since childhood, actually. My father gave... I had this small, simple little camera that got me started, and then as time went on, I got hooked, and it became more than a hobby.
The only thing I know about a camera is that you aim it, you look through the viewfinder like that, and you go click. How you like the neighborhood?
Oh, it's fine. And it's going to be very convenient going to and from work. Okay, look a little left.
A little left, how's that?
Good. Incidentally, I noticed that your friend's dance studio is right in the next block. What's his name again?
Wiley. Gavin Wiley.
That's right. I suppose you stop in to see him often?
No, not too often.
And your other friend, the dancer.
Jody Travis.
You know, I was wondering, if it's convenient for you sometime, maybe you could introduce me. I've always been a dance buff. I've been fascinated by dancers. Smile.
You're going to have to give me a little bit of time on that one, I think.
Oh?
Oh, Gavin and I aren't on very friendly terms right now. And whenever I stop by, after all, she's just a young kid.
That might not be too, such a great idea then, huh?
At least not now, no.
Miss Bryson, I bring glad tidings.
What?
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, I'm Mr. Crown. This is Kelly McGrath, a friend who just stopped by.
How do you do? Miss Bryson, The Crown Studio is on its way. I have a commission confirmed. The first acorn of success from which the mighty oak tree of success will grow and grow and grow.
That is the best news ever. Oh.
It's really great news. It looks like Val's brought you some good luck.
She has. This place will be so busy pretty soon that she will wish she'd gone into a nunnery instead of into photography.
Stop. Now, come on, please. I can't stand the suspense. Tell me what the job is.
A wedding, my dear. A wedding.
You want me?
Yes, I want you. Acres of chiffon, satin, and lace. And the guest list is the creme de la creme. All top-drawer stuff. The union of two pillars in Monticello's world of commerce. Art and society. Say success.
Success.
Beautiful.
Oh, congratulations. Surprise.
Jody, this won't be too long. Oh, you have been wrong. You must have known I was thinking of you. I was. Just 5 minutes ago.
Well, I had a few minutes on my lunch break, and I've been thinking about you, too. Wondering how you're doing. I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, sweetie. Very much. Sit down. Sit down and tell me everything. I would like to know everything. The news, how you are, how things progress. Tell me.
Well, all right. First, you have to tell me about you, okay?
Oh, you know me. I'm able to survive. Not for too long, though. Soon I will have to get a job to get some money. What I have is rapidly going away. Ah, money, evil, but necessary.
Yes, very necessary. Martine, if there's anything I can do to help you, please tell me. Oh, let me do something.
No, absolutely nothing, Jody. You're a sweetheart. Nothing. Don't give it a thought, okay? But tell me everything there is to tell about you. Your work, I mean.
Well, I have been working very, very hard.
Uh-huh.
But the truth is, the closer we get to opening night, the more nervous I get.
That's perfectly natural.
I hope so.
Of course, sweetie. There is no cure for the fear of opening night. You just have to go through it. That's all you can do. It's going to be wonderful. It's so exciting, isn't it? Ah. And how is our wonderful choreographer?
Gavin is fine. Thriving on his work. You know, he's at his best at times like this. Also his worst.
What do you mean, worst?
Oh, you know what I mean. I mean, nobody knows better than you. He gets so involved in his work, he acts like a little crazy man. Like a little king, stomping around, yelling, carrying on, demanding.
Yes, I know very well. He can be a little beast. You have to learn. It is also for effect. He thinks, by acting like a little king, as you say, he will double the work of his dancers. But that's not necessary between you and me.
No, I know that. He can be very cruel when he wants to. But I think that is because he wants everything right. You know, he's a perfectionist. Underneath, he's very sweet, very gentle. And I know the reason he comes down on me so hard is because he wants me to succeed. He told me so.
Yes, it is difficult to remember the gentle things when there is a crack of a whip. But it is not so difficult when you like the man.
No. I've always liked Gavin. I just never knew how to deal with him. Yeah, I guess it's my youth. You know something? I have been complaining about him a lot lately, and I think I should stop because it's starting to sound very negative.
No. Jody, you can complain to me all you want because I do understand you. Oh, excuse me. Hello?
Martine, are you alone?
No, madame.
Okay, just listen to what I have to say and answer only yes, no, or oh, okay?
Yes.
I just met with Skylar Whitney. The best news. He didn't recognize me.
Oh.
The only thing he recognized was my talent. Obviously a man of taste.
Ah, yes.
It's a hurdle, Martine. A big hurdle, but the rest should be a piece of cake. Wedding cake.
Huh.
There's more good news. I've been commissioned to photograph his wedding to Raven Swift. Now, how do you like that news, sweetheart? It's you and me again, Martine. A team. Flowers, candlelight in our eyes meeting across the wine glasses.
No, madame.
Yes, I have to see you again. I told you before, Martine, we can start all over again. I have a new identity, a new me, I promise.
madame. I'm sorry. I would not. Thank you.
Bobbie and April.
Oh, sorry, April. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm really sorry. I should have called first. But I didn't have your phone number. Sam only gave me your address.
Oh, come on in.
Thank you.
Sit down. You're really the last person I expected to see.
Yeah, well, I came over here for a couple of reasons. One of which was to apologize for the masquerade, you know, lying about my identity, but I'm sure you understand all that now.
Oh, yeah, I do. I read about it in the newspapers. I know all about it. What a mess. You must really be relieved it's over. I always knew that Masharkey was bad news, but, you know, I never thought he'd be involved in something like that.
Well, I just want to let you know I'm very grateful for your putting me on the right track to East Meadows.
Yeah, but I also put Mrs. Carr on that track, and look at all the trouble it caused her.
Well, it all turned out okay. In case you haven't noticed, there's one thing I didn't lie about. I am pregnant.
Actually, I didn't notice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great,
Thank you.
April. So, everything's really coming up roses for you.
Yeah. Sam tells me you're not working at the Silver Spoon anymore.
No, that's right. I'm at liberty.
Oh, well, okay. That brings me to the second reason why I came. I wondered whether you might be interested in taking another job in Monticello.
The job?
Yeah, well, I'm opening up a place with a friend of mine, Sid Brennan, and there was a restaurant, you know, cozy atmosphere and all. Anyway, we need an experienced waitress, and I thought of you, and we would be very grateful if you would consider taking the job.
Consider it? What, are you kidding? April Scott, you're the answer to a working girl's prayers.
Bigger than I remember.
This is very, very nice. Which end of the room do you play tennis in?
I love this house, and now it's mine, all mine.
Well, one minor correction. It is ours. All ours.
That's what I meant. Ours. Good Lord.
Good Lord, what?
What have they done? I mean, they have completely changed this room around.
I don't understand. It's an empty room. How can you change an empty room completely around?
No, they did. The staircase, it used to go up this way. As a matter of fact, I can remember Geraldine Whitney floating down like a ship of state. You want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
I always had a secret desire to see her slide down the banister.
You rocket.
And these two doors over here, they used to lead out into a patio and formal garden. The fireplace was in the same place.
Well, since you seem to know so much about the place, where are all of the hidden panels and things?
No, really, it's true. They did change everything. But I don't care.
Well, you know, you could be right. Actually, the broker said that the previous owner had made a lot of changes. There are new pipes and wiring and made structural changes and things.
Well, I'm going to go upstairs and take a look at the master bedroom.
Well, there is a neat idea.
Oh, you animal.
Well, Gunther, do you think you can be happy here?
Yes, sir. I only hope that you'll be happy, Mr. Whitney.
Oh, there is no doubt about that. You know, it's strange being here. After all these years for the first time.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Well, what's up?
Mrs. Saxon called. She was wondering if you want to add any guests to the list. She wants to finish the invitations by tonight.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, there is one. Now, I have addressed this myself, and I want it hand-delivered to Martine Duval. Now, there is no reason that my aunt or Mrs. Swift need be burdened with this knowledge, am I understood?
I'll see to it, Mr. Whitney.
And I've also decided that I'm going to use that room off the master bedroom for my study, my private study. It is to be locked at all times. Now, I've got a special lock that I bought, a very strong one. And there's only one key, which I will keep.